Well, howdy Crossroads, I'm 25 News Now meteorologist Parker Cox, and we are still watching Beryl as it slowly, very slowly creeps ahead towards the crossroads. We are looking at it right now. It is officially re-strengthened back to a Category 1 hurricane with sustained winds right now sitting right around 75 to 80 miles an hour. And as we zoom in here, it's going to slowly keep coming. And like I said, it is moving like 10 to 15 miles an hour, very slowly crawling up towards our coast here right now. In fact, you're looking at the last 6 hours here, you can see as this thing slowly inches up towards the coast, it's reaching all these very hot warm waters, and that's why it is re-strengthened to Category 1 status, and that's why it's coming towards the crossroads, and we need to all be ready for this. Not a super dangerous hurricane like Harvey was, but still very life-threatening situation and for some folks. Looking at your radar, you can see this gigantic center of low pressure slowly coming towards Port O'Connor. I think it's going to make landfall somewhere near Matagorda Bay and coming up towards Port O'Connor, Port Lavaca, and somewhere in Palacios. In fact, you can see all these rain bands that are slowly coming up into the crossroads right now as you speak. And right now, actually, we have a reporter, Mr. Zach Brown, is actually in Port Lavaca covering what is going on with all the storms. And we're going to go ahead and toss it to Mr. Zach.
Yeah, thanks, Parker. The rain is pretty light. The winds are slowly but surely beginning to pick up speed. I just got off the phone with you, and I guess I'll go on and pass this information along so they can see exactly what you were telling me. The worst is yet to come. It's going to be about 1 to 2 a.m. Gusts of winds from 80 to 90 miles an hour with sustained winds between 55 to 75 miles an hour. Here in Port Lavaca, the storm surge will likely be between 3 to 5 feet. The worst of Beryl will be east of Highway 77. Now, like Mac Perez said, just because the evacuations were not mandatory in Calhoun does not mean you are not in any danger. You are, or you should, if you care for your safety, hunkering down all night long. Watch out for down trees, power lines. Stay safe, stay away from windows. That's it from me, reporting live from Port Lavaca. Parker, back to you.
Thank you, Zach. And yes, like he was just saying, he was down there in Port Lavaca right now as we speak. And you can see where all the rain is still yet to come. Like he was just saying, I'm thinking somewhere right around 1 to 2 a.m. is the worst of it. It's going to come right into the Matagorda Bay with, like he was just saying, gusts up to maybe even 90 miles an hour at times. That is actually hurricane force strength winds. Well, those are wind gusts. Sustained winds are going to be between, I'm thinking between about 50 to about 70, 75 miles an hour, which is what it's sitting at right now. That's going to be for Port Lavaca. Anywhere east of Highway 77, and actually anywhere east of Matagorda Bay, that's going to be the absolute worst of it, where there's going to be so much rain. I'm talking up to maybe, I believe it was like 7 to 10 inches of rainfall is possible. But right now, what we're currently monitoring is all these exterior bands that are coming off of the storm. You can see right here is where the low center is, and this is going to be where the strongest bands are. But you can see these outer bands that are starting to come into the crossroads. There's one right here that's now passing Highway 59 over there in Luis and Edna as well, but that looks like that's kind of starting to fizzle out. But we're going to keep on watching each of these bands that come on shore, because that is going to be our chance for any kind of waterspouts and tornadoes. That's what we really need to watch for. In fact, you're looking live here in Victoria. You can see the camera shaking around. A little bit windy out there right now, sitting right now, not too windy, sitting at 12 miles an hour for your sustained winds, but gusting probably right around 30 to 40 miles an hour. You probably have noticed the clouds in the sky are really moving, but that's because it is still coming our way. In fact, you can zoom out here, you can see Category 1 officially with your winds sitting at 75 miles an hour. Pressures are only at 985 millibars, so it's not super deep. And, it's nothing like nothing like it was Harvey. That was a nightmare scenario for all of us, and I'm sure y'all all remember that. But looking at the track here, you can see it's going to be making landfall here. Like I'm thinking right around 1 to 2, maybe even 3 a.m. I'm going to say 1 to 2 a.m. just to be sure here. But as you can see here, this track is going to keep going into the state of Texas and go east. And by the time it goes into passing through Wharton County and going north of Houston, it'll probably already be a tropical storm again. So we're going to keep on watching that, but otherwise you can see here, we can go forward here, looking at your rainfall totals. This is what I was talking about as we go into later. I don't know what's going on with my rain totals, so I'm going to tell you I don't know what's going on with it, but I will safely say that the eastern side of Highway 77, that splits right down in Victoria County, they're going to see rainfall totals possibly up to 7 to 10 inches at times with some of the stronger rain showers. But west of 77, that includes Victoria County, we could maybe see only 1 to 2 inches of rain, and that is actually a textbook definition of dry slot and wet slot of a hurricane or tropical cyclone. But here's the wind forecast as we go into this morning and into this afternoon. This is 1 a.m. right around the time, like I said, I'm thinking it's going to start making landfall. This orange little circle here is the hurricane force strength winds. That is, I believe that is 75 miles an hour. I'm going to go, actually, I think it's 90. I'll have to double check. 75 for sustained winds, but all this yellow circle right here is tropical storm force winds. And you can see that extends all the way here into Victoria County. So it's going to be a bit breezy here. Not going to get super rainy, but you can see as we go into later in the morning, this is 5 a.m. when you're tuning in with me on sunrise at 5 all the way into 7. And by 9, late in the morning, it's already going to be out of our neck of the woods and exiting all the way into East Texas. Kind of start calming down. But otherwise, right now, we do have that tornado watch that is in effect. That's going to be for any possible water spouts that could come onshore with those tropical bands that I was just showing you just a couple of minutes ago. But otherwise, storm surge is going to be between 4 to 6 feet for, especially, like I said, anywhere east of Matagorda Bay, y'all could be seeing the higher storm surge. West and talking maybe Port Lavaca, y'all can maybe see somewhere around 3 to 5 feet of storm surge, so please be careful with that. Water will be spilling over. There will definitely be lots of beach erosion, and like parking lots will definitely be filled. Some little closer areas to the beach, the immediate beach, that will be probably underwater. So if you're going to be driving in the morning, please, if you're driving anywhere, I'm talking anywhere in the crossroads, especially the southern half or southeastern half, I should say, of the crossroads, please be careful in flooded roads. Turn around and don't drown. That is that's our golden rule, the weather golden rule of thumb. If it looks a little bit deep, don't just try to turn it around, maybe go try a different road. But otherwise, you can see we do have still tropical storm warnings. That's these blue colors are here, and we still have the hurricane warnings that's extending into Matagorda Bay and even all the way down into Calhoun County. I think it's Aransas County down here, but otherwise, you still have the hurricane warnings, and that's going to extend until about, I think, 10 a.m. tomorrow. But otherwise, you can see as we go into, I don't know what's going on with my radar here. It should be showing up here. We're going to have lots more details on Hurricane Alberto. It is hurricane officially, Category 1, as we go into the next few hours. And again, we'll have an update on Hurricane Alberto every hour on the hour for the next several hours. But until then, stay tuned with your tropical hurricane alerts. Until then, stay safe, crossroaders.